There's been some pretty embarrassing moments of my life. I thought I'd given myself cancer from masturbation. What happened was, this childhood story explains why I am the way I am. I had started menstruating from a young age. There are a lot of new developments that I didn't entirely understand. I never had any proper education around it. But I was 12, I think, around that age. Our schooling had brought in a woman. She gave us a talk about the HPV vaccine and the risks of cervical cancer. Through her talk, I was convinced that, as she put it, any sexual activity causes this, cervical cancer and death. So I was fully convinced after that talk that yes, I too was dying because I had been rubbing it in. I was horrified. I told my parents that I was dying. Something horrible had happened. I had done something awful and horrible. I made them seriously worried. I really was convinced. I was sickly anxious. I couldn't sleep. I just didn't know how to break it to them. I had days to live because I'd been rubbing it in. One morning, I just couldn't hold it in anymore, the secret. I turned to my father, tearfully, and blurted out, I had sex with a pillow. I felt a sense of relief that I could finally get that out. I was holding on. He reassured me instantly. There's a word for that. It's called masturbation. Oh my god. Has it happened to you? Has it happened to you too? He said, Of course, this unnecessary conversation was something I've never recovered from. Even more embarrassing that they now knew that. God, they really need to have a better sex education. Otherwise, kids are going to be telling their parents they're masturbating and it's going to be a whole thing. All the time. Embarrassment you're never going to recover from. Because actually, it's fine and normal. But I didn't know that. Perhaps the sex educational expert could have mentioned and spoken more clearly, so anxious kids like me didn't be convinced that they're dying from rubbing it in.